Hey folks, Dave here. This is a little bit of a different format for this video because, well, I forgot to actually film most of what I'm going to show you. So we're going to do a lot from still photography here. This all started about a month ago when North Carolina had this snowfall, and I spent a lot of time out in the wilderness, and then along the way I had this idea of Kidpool feeding a bird near our bird feeders. I started by grabbing my Deadpool figure. This is a sideshow figure, 1/6 scale, and I used some wire to attach him to the tree right above where the bird feeders are. I used a long lens on my camera with a shallow depth of field so I could get that nice sharp foreground and have the background kind of fade off in the distance with that nice white snow. After that, it was just a matter of sitting on my front porch and waiting with the remote trigger for the birds to come. Every once in a while I would go out and put some seed on the branch to attract the birds, but every time the birds came, they'd knock the seeds over, so I'd have to keep on going out. So eventually I grabbed some peanut butter and seeds and stuck that on the branch. A couple things I noticed as I was waiting. One was that the birds didn't want to get that close to Kidpool, so I figured at some point in time I was going to have to do some compositing, but that's okay, that's what Photoshop is for. The second thing I noticed is that the birds I was getting were all very small, much smaller in scale to the Kidpool than I had envisioned, so I wasn't really sure how that was going to work out. But luckily, about 45 minutes in, the squirrel came across the road and worked his way up the tree and onto the branch and made himself part of the scene, so I decided to pivot and use the squirrel as my main model. So thank you, squirrel. So I took several shots of the squirrel, and then I had what I needed to take this into Photoshop. In Photoshop, there were a couple things that I didn't like about the frames that I had. One was that I realized somewhere along the way that I didn't like the pose that Kidpool had, so I wanted to swap out Kidpool for the pose that I did like, so I had to composite in the new Kidpool pose into the frame. The second thing was I didn't like the mass of peanut butter and birdseed on the branch there. So what I did was just took an older shot from what before I started using the peanut butter and comped that into Photoshop, merged everything all together nice and easy, did some adjustments with brightness and contrast and sharpness, and then out popped this final image. Overall, this is quick and easy. I hope you like this quick hit as to how I created this image. And if you like what I do here, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.